Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Happy September. Happy September 1st. It's already getting cold here in the Northern Hemisphere. Usually I sit outside with my morning drink and I can feel the warmth of the sun. This time around, I had a blanket and slippers on, so there's definitely a shift happening. I could feel that already taking place, a shift with the weather and the seasons. So, um, happy spring for those in the southern hemisphere and happy um, fall. We're not quite there yet, but I can definitely feel the shift happening. So it's important when you listen to these sessions to make sure that you're nice and cozy and that you're settled, that you're comfortable in your chair or laying down. You can even put this on pause if you're listening at home. To find yourself a comfortable location free of distractions. Please don't listen to these sessions while doing something. So while driving or laundry or chores or something else, this is a session. This is a time all for you to fully receive some healing. So I'm going to hop right into it. And the first, I'm going to go into, I think is really important. I think everyone's dealing with some sort of inflammation of one sort or another, whether it be inflammation of the body. Usually this is where we experience inflammation. Those inflammation markers are up. So in the bones and the cells and the muscles and the tendons, there's some sort of inflammation, and having an inflamed body leads to pain. Now, there's a few things coming in that can exacerbate pain. So whether it be physical pain, mental, emotional pain, they all add to and contribute to inflammation. So we're going to look at this a few multifaceted ways, but I really like to bring down the body's inflammation. So a lot of people maybe don't have access to good food, or what I like to call mom mode, or parent mode if you're a dad yourself or a mother yourself, or you eat on the fly, or you eat whatever leftovers, or you eat standing up, or you're eating conveniently, you're not taking the time to prepare your meal, or you're not taking time to take moments for yourself. And so that bad food, the low quality food, the junk food, the stuff with a lot of dyes and a lot of processed food actually adds to inflammation within the body. Now, you can have inflammation of the body because you're experiencing physical pain, but then when you add, thoughts and emotions, and then thoughts attached to emotions, so what people like to call feelings. It's like, oh, I feel my husband should take out the garbage 3 times a day, and that triggers a reaction of feeling more pain or contraction within the body. But we're going to work at this multifacetedly um, through the mitochondria. Going to do a few things first to bring down the inflammation markers. They're high, so if you have bloated stomach, or water retention, pain anywhere within your body, you can concentrate on those areas. You can focus in on where it hurts you. I'm going to focus in on my legs and on my back, even down through my lower quadrant of my abdomen, but you can just link that to the prefrontal cortex, and you can concentrate for yourself, or you can zone in for yourself where you experience pain within your body, whether it be a headache or a tendonitis or a bad back or what have you. And we're going to go into a cellular repair of the mitochondria throughout the system. The mitochondria is the powerhouse cell of the body. It's the cell that creates energy. So if you're feeling lethargic or there's already a release, the mitochondria are not in good form. They've got too much built up toxicity within the intracellular fluid. They're not dumping well, and it's not in good communication with the rest of the cellular structures or the cells, and it's not in good communication with the lymph. And the lymph plays a really important role with inflammation. It takes out the toxins, it dumps the toxins, and it's not doing a good job. So everything feels a little bit really heavy. It feels sluggish. So first we're going to go into and tend to that mitochondria. And there's some thinking in this mitochondria. There are some consciousnesses in here. It's just hard. So we've got a thinking that life is hard. Or why do things need to be so difficult? Why does everything need to be a challenge? You got, no one understands me, and I don't understand others. All of this stuff sitting in the mitochondria. Well, it doesn't need to be easy, and it doesn't need to be hard, but there is an efficiency, oh my gosh, I can't say that. There's an efficacy, an efficiency to the cell, right? It dumps out the toxins from the cell. The water gets all dirty in there. It dumps it out, sends it out to the next cell that takes it out to the lymph nodes, and then the lymph drains all the toxins. But it feels like there's miscommunication along the way through the whole system. So we're going to do a cell repair to the mitochondria. We're going to dump that consciousness of, this is hard, no one understands me, the other cells don't understand me, I'm misunderstood, I don't understand what's going on. So you can think about that in your life with communication with others, or even, hearing, being in, I don't know, in communion with yourself. Take a nice deep breath. I'm just watching that cell repair happen. We're going to flush it with hydration. And we're going to speed up the water a little bit. We want to create a little bit of hydrogen peroxide within that mitochondria to really clean out the cell. So cleaning out the cell with the hydration, speeding up the water process within the mitochondria, cleaning out those toxins, getting into all the nooks and crannies, doing a cell repair to that cellular lining, and then dumping, but then doing a seed drape and a repair on all of the links that all of the systems that the mitochondria needs to be in communication with. So it's got all of these functions, and there's so many misfiring of miscommunication. It's kind of like a broken telephone throughout the system with the mitochondria. So we're going to repair all of the connections, all of the links, all of the communication that the mitochondria, all of that information it has to give to other cells and that it receives, right? So it's give and take of communication. Oh my gosh. And then we've got to link that into the lymph nodes. Now, the lymph are doing a decent job, but it feels a little sluggish. So we're going to do a repair to the lymph. Now we're going to do a lymph drainage. There's just too much backlog, too much backed up toxins within that lymphatic system, especially around the abdomen and around the clavicle area, the axilla around the breast. There's just the axilla is connected to the breast tissue, as there's too much backlog there. So we've got it feels like dirty water, some toxicity built up from the body, but then also on the other hand, some too much thinking. So we've got in here low self-esteem, negative self-talk, and again, miscommunication is coming in. So Expecting someone else to understand you or saying, I don't feel understood or I don't feel heard is a thought. That's a thinking. So let that sit just for a second. I don't feel heard. I don't feel understood is a thought. It is not a feeling. It is a thought. And then expecting someone else to understand you, but do you even understand yourself? Or dumping that consciousness out of those lymphs. It's creating such a backlog of toxicity. And then guilt and shame is coming in here as something that needs to be drained as well. There's just guilt and shame. I don't understand them. They don't understand me. I don't feel heard. And then someone says, well, you're not listening to me. And this expectation back and forth. We're dumping that out of the lymphatic system, especially the breast, the clavicle, and out from the abdomen. And we're going to link that into the bladder. So those extra toxins or that liquid buildup can be excreted through urine. There it goes. All right, you can take a nice deep breath as I tap this in. This is a great time for you to breathe deeply, but not forcing your breath. Just taking a moment to receive this fully, tapping this in for everyone. Oh, where are we going? So we're being brought into different modalities. And so I'm being brought into a different modality that I teach, that I'm an instructor of, and that I give private sessions for, is soul responsibility. So I'm just going to go through when you are fully responsible for yourself, magic happens. There is no one out there that is to blame for your experience. Now, I'm not talking about experiencing trauma as a child. That's out of the control. I'm talking about as an adult, still going out and blaming the world, life experiences, what's happening, or even blaming yourself or others, the weather, whatever it is you blame for your experience. When you take full responsibility for yourself, your life, and your experience, there's something magical that happens. And your life shifts, and there's something magical that happens. So I'm just going to go through linking this whole formula and anchoring it to soul responsibility. Your soul yearns to be responsible. That's, I don't know how else to say it, but when I am responsible for myself, I feel empowered. I am empowered. And then I can take practical action for myself. But I'm stuck in blame victim consciousness and blaming someone else for my experience, that I am disempowered and I'm stuck in blame victim. And then nothing good can come out of that. So we're just linking this whole session, this whole formula into basically growing up. Not blaming Sally, Jane, Joe, whoever for your experience. Your experience is your own and you're responsible for it. Doesn't mean that there's fault. I'm talking about being responsible and taking full responsibility for yourself and your life. Being the captain of your own ship. Knowing that your feelings are your own and your experiences on your own. And there's no one out there to blame, not even yourself. So anchoring all of this whole session into soul responsibility. Oh, my whole body relaxed saying that one, my whole gut released. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tap this whole formula in, anchoring that into soul responsibility. If you're curious about soul responsibility or any of the other services I offer, please go ahead and reach out and hop onto my website. If you'd like to book a free consultation for yourself, so I do those 20-minute consultation to see which of my services are right for you, or if you're just ready to go ahead and book a session, I'm booking into the end of September. So please go ahead and like this recording, send it out, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you all next week. Blessings for your day.